I've got one from Steve Jobs, and he said that you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. I like that. So you have to somehow trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life. It's almost like that ideal self. You just kind of see that, it's like a goal placed in your heart. Life, karma, whatever it is. This approach has never let me down, and it has made me all the difference in my life. So basically, just do more stuff, and just what you believe is the right thing to do, because no one really knows the future. No one knows what they're doing. They're just taking the next best logical step that they think, and then if you look back, it's like, wow, all these things actually connected. But it's just where did I hear this? When you just, I heard this when I was looking through some ideas, but he said that you just want to stay, Charlie Munger actually said this, he said you want to stay in the game long enough to get lucky. And also what Jeff Bezos said is durability is like differentiation is durability or something like that. You want durability and just staying in the game. That ties into Alex Hormozi. Like learning from all these people, they're all kind of saying the same thing, and it's all like blended. It's like a spider web. He said that business is an infinite game. So just by staying in business, you're winning. You're winning. And if you, like Charlie said, you want to stay in the game long enough to get lucky. So I think everyone kind of gets lucky in their sense, but you just need to stay in the game long enough.
Yeah. I think that comes back to focus. It's just time in the market, right?
Time in the market. It's time in the market beats timing in the market.
Yeah. Just because there's so many reasons why, right? Like if you look at all of these exceptional founders, I mean, so don't take it from me, right? So take that Dave Senra, for example, and shout out to him. Go and watch his pod. He's a big inspiration for us. But he has read over 400 biographies. So I think he's going to get to 400 this year. And he has made an episode about each of these biographies. And the biographies are about these great founders, right? And he said that the main thing that has differentiated every single one of these guys and why they're all so successful is one thing. It's focus, right? It's spending time in the market, spending time on one thing and getting so good at that one. It's like the guy from Polaroid. His market didn't even exist. He created his own market and then he owned that entire space. He had the entire monopoly of that space. Before Polaroid, if you had to take a photo, it's like, okay, so take first, like, how does it look? Well, I don't know, let's wait a month and then we can see, right? After his product, he created literally instant photos. It's a completely different ballgame, right? And he just owned that entire market. And he just he was 40, 50 years dominating that market, right? Like, that's all he did. Guy from Walmart, right? Or just like Amazon, like all these guys, they focus on one thing ruthlessly. They know their client and their market so well. Most of these guys, they go on vacation as well. They'll go into the stores. Who's the
Sam Altman?
Yeah. So like he would go on vacation with his family, and then his kids would joke around in interviews and say,
it's not Sam Altman, Sam Waltman.
Sam Waltman.
Yeah, Sam Altman is OpenAI.
Oh, is that the guy? Okay. And so he would go on vacation with his family, and his kids would joke around and say, like, they're not just going on vacation. They are going to go and visit different like Walmarts. And because he wants to see, like, okay, where can he improve? Where does the clients, like, or the people, the customers, like, where do they walk into? What are they looking for?
He even measured the aisle length with like a measuring tape.
No way.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast does
He was on his knees, literally like measuring it.
Mr. Beast does this as well. With like, he would walk into wherever Feastables would be sold, right? And then he would look at what are the like what piece of chocolate or whatever catches his eye first if he walks into Walmart or wherever it gets distributed, and in what aisle, what the height is. I mean, this guy's worth, like, he's a millionaire, right? He's probably a billionaire right now, Mr. Beast.
Oh, he's already long.
Yeah. And he still goes in person to these places to have a look at his products. Like, usually you would think, okay, let's just outsource that. It's not a leveraged thing. These guys know exactly what their clients want.
So David Senra recently did an interview with Tim Ferriss, and he said, David said, if you could summarize 9 years, 400 biographies into one word of what I've learned, it's focus. 9 years and 400 biographies, one word is focus. And also there was an interview with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, and the interviewee asked Warren Buffett and Bill Gates if you could summarize all your success into one word. They both said focus without knowing that the other one said it. So they both said the same word, focus. And I feel like now, especially in today's world, focus is such a scarce resource. People just can't, especially with short form content. I heard that the average attention span is now less than a goldfish. The average human attention span is less than a goldfish. So, and also Charlie Munger said, I did not succeed because I was smart, but because I have a long attention span. Even like that's word for word what he said. I did not succeed because I was smart. It's because I had a long attention span. So even now, I think it's becoming more valuable each and every year is having a long attention span. The best way to do that is by reading books, honestly. It's like a form of meditation because you lose distraction, you go back to the words. You know, books aren't very like exciting, therefore you need to focus. And that comes back to focus, attention span, all these things. And he also said that humans have been writing down their best ideas for 5,000 years. Read them. And he also said there are $1 billion ideas in $30 history books. You know, so and I think it's the era where people just aren't reading anymore. I think it's so valuable. But you also don't, like I haven't heard of someone who reads the entire day. So the average person watching should probably read more, like at least like 2 hours a day, an hour and a half before you go to bed, maybe 30 minutes throughout the day. That's more than enough. 2 hours a day. Even the Vol, I think he reads 2 hours a day, and he's in the top 0.0001% of readers, and he reads 2 hours a day. So
I mean, learning, it all comes back to learning, right? And getting exposed to different ideas. That's the foundation of becoming a great person, because like, you know, we are essentially, your reality is created by the collective beliefs of the people around you or your paradigm or whatever, right? Like, you know, it's not that reality is necessarily a singular thing or whatever. It's we experience different realities compared to the beliefs that we have, right? Because our life will manifest what we believe to be true to a large degree, because our brain focuses only on those things.
And also, so you won't act out of accordance with what you believe. It's impossible.
Out of accordance, yeah. And so I think it's so important to make sure that curate your beliefs. This is a good exercise to do. I did this a couple of years ago. It's like Luke Balmar actually recommended to do this, right? It's like, okay, try and figure out what do you believe, and then try and figure out where do these beliefs come from. Why do you believe them in the first place? Who taught these to you? Does that person have your best intention at heart? And what incentives do they have? Whatever. And then you really come to terms with like, okay, like maybe a lot of what I believe is just it's a stupid thing. It's not serving me. So let those beliefs go, right? Like if you believe that you can't make $1 million or be the little example, you were born in a family and no one went to university. Like someone will be the exception. It might as well be you, right? Dave Senra, none of these people or family members even graduated high school. You know, and this guy's on a track to 100% become
he's the number one podcast in the USA.
In the US right now, like, it's ridiculous. This guy.
He's the number one podcast in business category. Is 19th in the world. Insane. And but also he's been at it for 9 years.
9 years.
That's also the big thing about all these founders. Like, they've been at it for like what was his name? Daniel Ek, Spotify. Yeah. He said 15 years.
Yeah.
It's like Bill Gates also calls it the 10 dark years that you have to go through.
And then the question becomes, are you able to pursue through the friction that comes with that 10 dark years if you don't enjoy doing what you're doing, or if you don't find, or if you're not completely curious? Like, who said this? So Serge Katari said, like, he was actually on a podcast and he was asked, what differentiates, the top entrepreneurs or whatever? And he said, well, it's the people, they just follow their innermost curious,
innate curiosity.
It's like innate curiosity. And Steve Jobs, just all these great founders, they were just extremely obsessed with their craft, and that allowed them to be able to take action despite not necessarily seeing results in the beginning, because that's why they did it, right? They saw a gap in the market and they built a product around that, and sure enough, with time, it's inevitable.
Talking about belief. Yes, David also has this amazing quote where he
We
says,
got the same quote.
belief comes before ability. Yeah, and it's that's completely contrary to what most people say. It's like, oh, you first need the results and then you get the confidence and the belief. But all these great people had the belief before they had any results. So here's a cool quote, or not quote from but like a maxim from Kobe, when obviously the basketball player. He said, it was like in a biography somewhere. He said that only 1 in a million make it to the NBA. Only 1 in a million make it to the NBA, the counselor said. So you have to plan on a future other than basketball. And then Kobe said, I'm going to be that 1 in a million. Kobe was 11.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it was 12. It's ridiculous.
Kobe was 11.